Welcome back to Retro Wednesday at the Tiny Room Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about what you missed out in July. July historically has great deals. And now the deals aren't just like, oh, I got a $5 item. Obviously, this day and age, there are $1,000 items selling for $300 and stuff like that. And this is both modern and vintage, just stuff I look at on a semi-regular basis, things I considered picking up myself but did not. And I'm just going to show this, and just kind of a fun thing. But, you know, the reality is we find a lot of these deals, mostly because the summer doldrums, and we'll get into all that, but the sellers out there in summer complain that nobody's buying because a lot of time people are on vacation, they're distracted. But May and June were slow. July was the slowest, and I heard a lot of people complain about that. But I also personally witnessed a lot of deals, a lot of vacations, a lot of money getting spent on vacations. But every year I witness this, every year I personally feel it, and yet I didn't really put two and two together till this year. San Diego Comic-Con is in July, during the summer doldrums, during a time where people struggle to sell stuff. And guess what? It's expensive. The people that go to the con spend about $3,000 between hotels, tickets, lodging, travel, and then the toys they gotta buy. And then the people at home are spending a lot of money all in 1 month on all of these exclusives, because if you don't, then you pay up on the secondary market. Anyway, let's see what deals I found in July that you missed out on coming up. I want to start with Cobra Commander, and I'm going to say that Cobra Commander for $48 in very good condition. Like, the paint's almost flawless on the face, on the face shield, and the hands and the feet look pretty decent, and the color of the blue is pretty good. It's not a straight arm, but $48. I mean, I see people asking $90 for way worse. And this is one that I was watching. I just watched it. I don't need another Cobra Commander. I tell myself I don't need it. But that's one of those weird things. Good deal. I don't know if there'll be other good deals like that. And the problem with vintage is, with vintage, the condition can vary widely from one to the other, but the price not so much. And some people are going to be paying up more for a Cobra Commander in worse shape. Anyway, let's get into this. Coldar. Now, there's one that's at $33 plus 14 shipping. They're kind of shady on the shipping there. There's no need to be 14. You could do it, probably ship that for like $6. But anyway, I got my Coldar for 60, which, yes, I know it was originally 17. I was at my computer and I was there, but I missed out because I added one more for my son. So I guess I should just bought the limit of 5 and let the dust settle. I don't know. But nowadays, when it comes to these Mattel Creations MotU items, I'm waiting until like 8, ship 8 at once. And if only 7 of the 8 are available, whatever. But Coldar, I had to have them. I paid up 60 to get mine. The deals are getting better on this. But for the longest time, like, people were wanting over 100. I got a few Tmnt examples here. So the first Tmnt example I'm going to showcase, I guess I have a couple, is this Neca Catwoman from Channel 6 4-pack 107. Now, there's anywhere from 100 to about 125 is what I'm seeing them go for. But when I had, the only one I had in my hands at Target, and it was in Florida, was 150. And there was no deal going on where, like, I would get 20 off 100 or anything at the time. And I don't even know if those deals, when it comes to toys, would work for NECA. When it works for NECA is when it's like just your entire store-wide purchase, and you get those like one every 3 toy deals. But that's not a bad deal. But the Irma in there, and I think it's there's the fat guy in there. I don't know. I forgot his name. Those are the two that are the hardest to get. This is another deal here. Super 7, Casey Jones. I already picked mine up. I think I paid $20 for mine, which is a good deal. But like, this is still available, I think. Lots of deals on this. So TMNT is it's in a flux, a state of change. There's a lot of people dumping it because if It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. But because now they are entering into retro territory with Neca and Super 7, as they lose the license, they can't make it going forward, then that stuff's all retired, so to speak. So some people are dumping their stuff because, hey, they can't go any further. But I think they've gone as far as they need to go. Like, way further than they need to go for Neca, but Super 7 still had a long ways to go. But anyway, deals and steals. Nothing's really going to beat this Renet figure. Is it Renet? But looks like Renet. Renet? I don't know. I picked one up for full price when they were on store shelves. I don't remember. Was it 30, 35? I don't know. So I feel kind of stupid. But hey, I could get one for 15. It's a really cool looking figure. I have no idea why people are selling them for $10 plus shipping. I have no idea why, but I think it's because they went through the auto T thing and got the blue one. His blue one says 20. Now, little tip to the wise here, word to the wise. The $20 you see there could possibly be that it was a starting bid at 20, and then it had a made offer. They made an offer of 40, was accepted, but eBay's still only going to show you the starting bid of 20. It's, I don't know if you want to call it a glitch, any irregularity, but I see it all the time. And I know this for a fact because I will make an offer, like starting bid of 20, I'll offer like 40 or 50, and they'll take it, and it'll still show to everyone, even me, that it went for 20, even though I have to go look at my order to see what I paid. But anyhow, I see these for about 40. You're here for the vintage stuffs. Actually, it's not a whole bunch of toy lines here to show. First of all, the top, Knickerbocker Lord of the Rings, Gandalf with original accessories. Now, I will say, the figure itself is not in great shape, and the hat, well, actually, the staff looks faded. The hat looks either faded or dirty. I don't know. You wouldn't know till you got it and cleaned it up and like how would it look, but the figure itself is discolored in the sleeves and kind of yellowing in the beard, which is, I've never been able to get the yellowing out of the beard on a lot of these. So anyway, that's $350. That's a pretty good price, seeing as how I've been collecting this for 3 or 4 years. I have not seen one that cheap. I was tempted to get it, but I don't need it. So I'm turning over a new leaf, and I'm not buying stuff I don't need. So there it is. But it was very, very tempting at that price. Simply to have the original accessories would have been nice. And then Knickerbocker Lord of the Rings. This is the Schmeagol. It's either Schmeagol or is it Gollum? Yep. In the Knickerbocker, spelled with a K. It is Gollum, not Schmeagol. Okay, anyway. So these usually sell for probably about $150, and it's probably what this went for, $150 or $175. People have been asking $350. I don't know why, and my belief is that someone somewhere sold one for $350, so everyone in the world thinks they should sell theirs for $350. It's just not how it works. I got mine for $109, which I felt like I overpaid at $109 for Schmeagol, but I'd be in the market for an upgrade, and that's kind of why I look at these to upgrade. Like, obviously that Gandalf's not an upgrade for mine, but this one's not really an upgrade for mine either. For Schmeagol, but still, if you're wanting to get a collection together, like I saw a set of just 4 figures with only 1 accessory, went for $1,000. Next up, we've got some Galaxy Arrangers, and this has been around for a while, and I think the guy had the price at like $400 or something and lowered it to $350, but it just sold, and I think it actually sold right at the beginning of August. I don't know. But the big deal isn't so much the character, which he is kind of challenging to get these days. It's his robe or his jacket, which is impossible to get. So $350. As for, I think I got mine with the jacket for about $200, which I still felt like I was getting robbed at $200. But then I haven't seen another one since then. This is the only one I've seen since I bought mine. And $350, I guess, is a pretty good deal. Not a steal of a deal, but you probably won't see it again this year. And this is where I should have just pulled the trigger and bought it. I was just looking at it thinking, $300 for the horse. This is Galaxy Rangers, the Golden Horse. Now this is, see, it's not actually Galoob. It's another one of these companies. Like Glasslight. It says Gaylor Productions, but I think Glasslight was the one that distributed it. And it's not Vac Metal. So I want the Vac Metal ones. I have the non-Vac Metal ones already, but I don't have the original saddle, and so the saddle itself. So to me, it was amounting down to buying it for the saddle for $300, which I'd be probably just going to have to do that eventually one day. But it worked. It looked pretty decent. But again, I want the Vac Metal, and I'm actually looking into kind of copying kind of what happened for the Retro Blasting channel, where somebody had Vac Metalized the horses. You just take them apart, pull the two shells apart, and get them Vac Metalized. I don't know where you'd go to get that done, but it'd be an option for me one day. But anyhow, yeah, I missed this one. 300. These usually have to come from another country, and it costs you 500, and they don't work. I've had to solder mine together to get them to work. I actually soldered a new light in, a new LED in mine, and then you have to pay import fees, duties, shipping at like $50 or $60. It's just ridiculous. So usually you end up like $600 to get one of these. So 300, getting it in the US was pretty good. All right, now we got Silverhawks. This was a great lot. I saw it, within the hour of it coming up, and I considered it. I thought about it, but I first off, I didn't need any of these, and I zoomed in real close. None of them were upgrades for me, so there's no need for me. And that's just kind of where I'm at, even if the deal is amazing. This is an amazing deal. I'm sure I could have bought it, and maybe one or two would have been upgrades, and then sold the rest off, but I'm trying to get away from that. I don't like doing that so much anymore, but this was an amazing deal. So whoever got this got a great deal, an amazing collection. Not all complete. You're missing the hat to Bluegrass. You're missing an arm and the wings for Steelheart. Hence the good price. Well, the amazing price. $300 for this. When I was collecting this, if I had seen this, I would have instantly bought it. But the fact I've already got a collection, there's no need. Great deals. Staying right in line with the Silverhawks, this sold for $187 for hardware. Now, I do want to talk about this because I've recently watched a couple of live streams or podcasts or whatever where they were discussing that. I think it was even Toy Federation, where they were saying you're probably going to have to buy Men on card cheaper than getting a loose complete for some of the Silverhawks, like hardware, possibly even, I don't know. They were talking about a few of them, but this right here, that's pretty close to what I've seen loose complete ones go for about $150, but sealed for $187. That's not bad. Not bad at all. But this one here takes the cake. Now this is out of the entire month, probably the best vintage deal I have seen. And it's a little suspicious, a little suspect on it. But first off, the seller has 4,916. I guess those are all feedbacks and 100% positive feedback. Why would the seller price it at $129.95? First off, that's really weird pricing. I don't price stuff like that. It's rounded off to the nearest dollar, right? And so could it have just been typed in wrong? I don't know. That's an amazing deal. $129. I would have bought that instantly if I saw it. Now, I found this in the completeds. And then, let's see right here. There's some more. I thought these were reasonable, even though out of my price range. Like, I'm not spending that much on Silverhawks carded. I usually get them for about $200 or less. Kind of like that hardware. But $688 for both of these. I just never see steel wheel ever. Like, people act like Steelheart's the most valuable, hardest to get. Version 1 steel wheel, I never see it ever. And I think it's weird that the bubble is different on is it Copper Kid, and it's different on her. There's like 3 or 4 that have that bubble. I find that strange. And here's another one that has that bubble. And it's a $450. Still, I might have bit on this if I saw it, but that's going into August. We're looking at August now. But $450, that's a little high, but not ridiculous. Looking back, I mean, this historically sells for $700. So it's one of those things that decent deals if you think about July. Lastly, I want to go into a tangent. When you see months like July, stuff's not selling very well, people will put up extremely rare stuff. And the rare stuff actually sells well. There was actually another one, I'm not going to get the picture, but it was the Kraken. There was a Kraken that went for like 500, a little over 500. And it just had one reproduction fin. And so that was a pretty good deal. If you're like me, I don't care about reproduction. If it doesn't bother me at all. If I can get it cheaper, then I'll have my one reproduction fin. Whoop-de-doo. But looking at this carded Dr. Hyde Series 2 of Rambo, Coleco Rambo. And I believe these are all Coleco Rambo. I don't think these are any of the Brazil ones, the Joxa. But you got Dr. Hyde, and then you've got the whip action Warhawk, and then you've got in there the, is it Touchdown Jackson? TD Jackson? Touchdown Jackson? I mean, those are hard to get, and I think I even saw a couple more of the Series 2. I'm not saying these are good prices. I'm just saying that this is something that we continually see during slow months. Big fire kind of items come out. Like a lot of the stuff is big hit, big ticket items that I'm noticing for better prices and usually don't even show up. And so it's impressive. The other time of year that it usually happens is December, because people are trying to buy Christmas gifts or just get through the holidays. For me, it's pay property tax. And I blame, of course, San Diego Comic-Con's a big part of it, the summer slowdown, the vacations, and all that kind of stuff. I want to know, what kind of deals did you find out there? Are you noticing all the same stuff that I do with, like, the Tmnt getting switched over, licensing getting lost, and do you see deals in the summer? Come brag about it in my comments section. Like and subscribe, and I'll be back with a much more relevant video to everybody tomorrow. Teddy Ringer out.